Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone, so we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural Then and Now.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like, it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out Real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Fistine Friday. Megan and I were both opening our mouths to decide who's going to say this first, and I won. First, I'd like to make an announcement that the brand new COVID booster has dropped. So, get that now, in case you didn't hear it yesterday when it happened.
I'm writing that too. COVID booster. I wrote rooster. Hopefully I'll understand what that means.
Please change it immediately, because you won't.
Okay. Changed. Yeah, I did.
Because it'll come back.
Oh,
do you remember what I meant by this? Man, usually when you ask me that, I'm not even around when you originally wrote it, so why would I know?
But here's the thing. If Mats doesn't know, I go, well, the only other person who's around, it was you. Otherwise, I'm solo, and there's no way I'm going to help myself figure it out. It's just not going to happen. I can delete meeting off of my to-do list for today.
Yeah, add it to next Thursday, though.
Yeah. I thought we had a meeting today, and I was all like, up, and I was ready, and I was like telling Mats, I was like, okay, so like we're starting the podcast. We have like 11, we have our meeting, and then we'll go straight into the podcast. So like I was getting everything prepped and ready. And I was like up super early and all ready. And at 10:58, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I was trying to find it, and it wasn't in my calendar. And then I was like, I zoomed out from the week, and I was like, I saw it for next Thursday. And I was like, why is it on the wrong day? Then I looked at the email, and turns out that's for next week.
Not just email, but text message as well.
Oh, yeah. No. I also didn't believe the email. I thought the email was wrong until I searched our text messages. And then I was like not looking for an invite. I was like, I need to see the message in which she said, can we do this at this time on this day? And in fact, I was wrong about the day.
Well, at least you're ready, though. Rather be ready than not ready.
Exactly. I mean, the last time we had a meeting, I thought it was 30 minutes later.
But that was my fault. I told you wrong in the text message, but the calendar.
Oh, I wasn't even blaming you, but you are right. That was your fault.
It was my fault.
I forgot.
It was truly my fault. Because even I forgot that the meeting was even happening because you were like, are we meeting right now? And I was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah, because I think I looked at the calendar invite and it said like 2, and I was like, are we meeting? I thought it was at 2:30. And you were like, oh, no, it is 2. You're right. Sorry.
Yep.
We just hopped on. But now there's COVID booster on my to-do list that has replaced it.
Also, people, stop sending me that little prickly thing that's supposed to like make your brain not know that you're about to get a shot. It's not the feeling of the shot for me that I don't like. It's the anticipation. So that's just going to make it worse. So I've received it from numerous people. You don't have to send it to me. Also, this is not a new thing. It has existed for years. It's the anticipation, not the
That's
shot.
what most people's is. And so, like, I don't know what that would achieve because the vast majority of people, like, my doctor told me this, like, because there are something like psychologically, like mentally, there are certain things that I'm like, I don't want to fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are other things like shots, getting blood drawn, all of that. Mentally, I'm totally fine with. Physically, my body is like, no, you're not, bitch. And then I'm not good.
Yeah, and for me, it's like as soon as it's in there, I'm like, oh, okay. But it's just the anticipation of getting there.
Yeah, it's like when you were trying to take my earring out, you just told me you were gonna come touch it, and then I pass out.
Right.
You know? So yeah, if they can find a way to fix that, because that is the fight, flight, or play dead response. I think if they could figure out how to hack that system, we'd all be better off, but I don't know that they're even close to that.
I mean, it's kind of anxiety, right?
Yeah.
So like anxiety medication could help. And it's adrenaline too.
Yeah, but the adrenaline part, I'm like, can you I don't think it's healthy to suppress.
It's not.
Yeah, because it is like
it would only work in in the situation. Like you would have to be during the situation, so you'd have to carry it around like an EpiPen.
Yeah, except it couldn't be a needle.
Mm-hmm.
It'd have to be like a pill,
right? Like some smelling
complex.
salts.
Yeah, just a little complex. Well, what's new with you? How have you been?
I've been fine. I've been tuning into the Democratic pep rally every day this week. Thoroughly enjoying it. Very entertaining. That roll call was epic.
I haven't seen
iconic.
anything yet.
Oh my gosh. I need you to watch the roll call.
Okay, I will.
Just watch Tuesday nights because they did something that I've never seen done before. They had a DJ because the roll call this year was just ceremonial because they took it over the phone a couple weeks ago already.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they had a DJ who was spinning records for every state, got their own thing. We've had a celebrity from a specific state pop up and do his song live. I don't want to spoil it too much for you. There's also celebrities in the stand that are delegates. It was a great time. You can download the playlist on all the music apps. And yes, it was a party. We've had Oprah show up. We've had Mindy Kaling hosting one night. Had Tony Goldwyn hosting. People freaking out because they're like, Fitz, our favorite Republican president, is there. We've had Carrie is doing it tonight. They've been taking photos talking about giving you what you want. And it's like
sex tape.
Excuse me, this is what y'all will make any excuse to be together. Let's not say you're doing it for us. You're doing it for each other. We didn't even know
you were they're like, well, we've been working on something that you guys have wanted. And that's like, no one asked. You're not doing the show anymore. So like,
it's been over for 10 years at this point.
Just say you want to hang out. Just say you want to bump uglies. Like, come on.
Oh, I guess I hovered over and I thought I had clicked off something.
You panic.
Yeah, I had hovered over the camera and it was telling me I couldn't switch between cameras. I was like, I didn't ask for that, but it was just a flick of the wrist. There's been some great speeches. Hillary's speech was great. I was looking at Bill Clinton and I was like, imagine this dude running right now because he is younger than Trump.
That fucks me up.
Biden, and
that man is old.
He is old, and I was just like, he looks the best he's looked in years. I'll say that. I feel like he might have had a little tweak here and there.
That photo of him running haunts me.
Oh yeah, I sent Megan a photo of
He's young.
That was his thing.
Yeah, no, it is nothing to do with like his age. It's just like the sheer starkness of like, it seems like flash photography, and this man does not get in the sun very often. He's just quite red.
He's very red, but like running was his thing. Like he would do interview, like how the presidents are on golf courses now. He was just running,
do a
like,
run and talk.
and he would have the journalists would be beside him with microphones running along with him as he was giving
that's so funny
interviews. But I sent you the picture mainly for Al Gore. I sent Megan a picture of
my celebrity crush.
Clinton, the man one, and Al Gore in their little short shorts in the 90s. And in case you don't know, Meghan had quite the crush. Still, I don't know if you still do, on Al Gore.
Still love that man. There's young Al Gore. Like, you guys, if anyone's like, what? Look up photos of young Al Gore, and you cannot tell me that you're like, not for me.
That man looks exact same today as he looked then. I don't know what you mean by young.
No, but like the outfits. I'm not here for like a brown tweed suit very much, but like I am here for the short shorts and the t-shirt. Yeah, let me look at Clinton's little tweak in his
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go Network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors, including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go Network by listening today. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got some. We're looking plumped.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Woman Clinton, Rodham Clinton, she got a fresh cut, little bob, some curls. The Clintons were looking good. The Obamas, phenomenal. Their speeches.
Always.
You know, I said last week, I believe I said that Michelle Obama is not a politician, and I don't believe in that they go low, we go high mess. This speech, she came out swinging like shit has changed. Let's beat these bitches.
No, she's done some like late night interviews. I don't know what it was. It wasn't for her book, but it was like something in between, like a couple months ago and earlier last year, where there was a clear shift in the energy of it was no longer when they go low, we go high. It was they fucked around, they're about to find out, and like, I need you bitches to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, girls. Like it was literally, it was that. And I was like, I love being open to changing our mind and changing our opinion when we are presented with new information or life experience.
Yes. Her and Mel Obama, they it was a 1-2 punch because she came out first, then he came out. It was great speeches. They also have like their catchphrases now where they could just say a little something and everybody would finish the sentence for them. And I was like, that's what we need.
What catchphrase?
Like, don't boo, vote. You remember he said that last time? It was a few others.
Her hair looks great.
She also, that's what I was about to say. She had a regal braid. I know she is so happy that she's out that White House and she didn't have to keep getting those relaxer bumps. My black sisters know what I'm talking about.
And she's wearing leather now. She's like, fuck your chinos. Give me those leather pants and give me a braid down to my ass crack.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm so happy for you. And same with her daughters too.
Yeah.
They're
I
like
haven't seen them recently.
Jean overalls. They're like, I'm done with these Ann Taylor Loft dresses.
J. Crew.
Oh yeah, that was true.
They were always J. Crew.
J. Crew. It's true. Wow. Yeah, they look great.
You should watch tonight because this is when Harris accepts her nomination. So it'll be historic.
Yeah, we'll watch tonight. I just we hadn't been keeping up. We watched some other stuff.
I don't know what that means. That seems suspicious.
Well, no, we went to the movies and saw like a rooftop cinema.
Yeah.
Fall Guy. I loved it. I completely disagree with you feeling that was Ryan Gosling. I mean, Ryan Reynolds. To me, that was Ryan Gosling to a T because Ryan Reynolds can't, he's with love or hate. I don't really care. Factually, that man has zero physicality. Like he could never cheat to do stunts. So like in Deadpool, he's face costumed and all that. Like it would be like not believable. Does not have that, whereas Ryan Gosling is a dancer. And also Ryan Gosling all of his characters are like charming in spite of his dickish personality. And I think Ryan Gosling has more of like the actual charm. Like he was like a little sweeter. But I loved it. I thought it was like so fun. I love movies.
Yeah.
I love real movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Mats, for the first time ever, I finally got him to watch. And I was like, it's going to be your favorite. This is going to be like what you want to name our kid. This is going to be like what you want our kid to be. You're going to be obsessed. We watched Matilda. He was like, this is amazing. And I was like, how have you never seen it?
See, that was prime watching.
I know. And I was like, this is like a feature. This isn't like one of my DComs. Like this is a movie. This is Danny DeVito production.
Went to the theater to see Matilda, and then I saw it a million times after that.
Yeah. So I was asking him, I was like, has your mom, because I was
and
like,
even in school we would watch Matilda.
Yeah, because I asked him, I was like, because sometimes we'll watch things and he'll be like, oh no, now I'm remembering I've seen it, like, or parts of it. And he's like, no, like I haven't. He's like, I definitely haven't seen this. And the craziest part for me is like with movies that are that iconic, his mom and one of his aunts used to have a daycare for like, I think 2 years, something like that. And so even though Mats was like older, quote unquote, for that, he was there like still. And so I'm like, you would have seen other people watching it, even if you didn't go to like go see it or whatever, if it was like not on your brother's radar. I feel like tangentially. And Mats was like, yeah, I bet my mom's seen it from that, but like I haven't.
Even for that, he wasn't too old for it because I think I was like on the cusp of being too old for it, and he's younger than me. He's not too old for Matilda.
I would assume it would have been his brother being slightly too old, and then they wouldn't have seen it. Yeah, but it's crazy. He has so many cousins then I'm like, how have you guys not seen? How have you not seen this? I bet like the rest of the family has, and he just must have missed it. But yeah, he was definitely not too old for it because it was 96. Yeah, so I don't know, but he loved it and was like, it's great. And I, of course, sobbed at the end, as I do. And yes, we watched that, and then we watched the Love Island reunion. And so now that we've gone through the list, we're like, okay, we'll watch the DNC now.
Yeah. I say last night, lackluster.
I didn't see much about it, like write-ups or TikToks, but the other nights I did see some.
Yeah, the other nights were epic. Last night, lackluster.
Who was there last night?
Last night was the surprise Oprah. But like, she got out there. It was a very safe speech.
Well, yeah.
And she talked about her being like a registered independent, and this is who to vote for. But like, she didn't talk shit specifically on Trump, never named him or anything. And I was just like,
do conservative white women love her? Because maybe that was like
everybody loves her.
Yeah, then that's probably
true.
What it was for.
That's true. True.
Because I always think about that with like certain people that I love, and then I realize I'm like, oh, your fan base doesn't exist of just people like me. Because I'm like, you're not talking to me. And then I was like, oh, it's because you don't have to talk to me. Like,
that's true. That's very true. Fair point, Megan. And it was Bill Clinton, and then it was when Tim accepted his nomination, so it was more him focused, which I'm not the audience for. So I understand, but like, I'm not the audience for him.
No, and that's why they had to pick him, because we're fine. We're set. Then there are other people that they had to bring on. So,
But the other nights were fire, like straight fire.
Oh, okay, sick. Yeah, I saw all the Fitz memes, and like everybody watching, and then him coming on stage and just people like jumping up from their couch screaming like, "That's my president." I was like, love it. And like, I'm obsessed with people not discovering his nepo baby status and knowing that he is actually the nepoist of of babies.
When your name is in the initials of a renowned studio that's been around for years,
it's like being a Getty. It's crazy. Everyone's like, wait, hold up, that lion shit? And I was like, yeah.
Yes, he is the G in MGM.
That's crazy. Was I writing something else for my to-do list now? Or something to talk about? Did I write? I like opened my note and now I'm like,
you went to the movies.
No, I don't know. I thought it made me think of something, but it did. Okay. Mats also got a engagement ring this weekend. Because he wanted.
It wasn't this weekend. It was like 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's not the weekend. Because he just started a new job and wants to he's like, it makes me look more established, more professional, and it's a longer commute, and so it's like gotta get home to the wife. And he was like, he's also like, he keeps saying, he's like, I feel like I'm the oldest one there. And I asked him how old his bosses were. Older than him. He's referencing, he's like, yeah, but the person on the social team. And I go, shut the fuck up.
It's the social team. The social team's gotta be
22, 25.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, the great thing about working with people who are your peers and like your age is, not working for people who are exponentially older, who are like, back in my day, like we walked through the snow to get to work and we got paid 10 cents and we were just happy to be there. And it's like, no, you have people who also have like understood the hustle culture, the grind culture, all of those things. And like people who definitely have far better work-life boundaries, because they know that like, you can't necessarily work yourself to death to get to a secure job position and then coast like you used to be able to. Like you just can't do that anymore. So like you got to work sustainably. And I asked him how it went, and he was like, both of my bosses are just like married. And I was like, okay, you need to figure out a way to like, if they ask about it, like you can't just say we're married, because when we do get married, you're gonna have to take time off.
I was gonna say, I've been thinking this the whole time, and I was waiting till we had a face-to-face conversation about this. Like, he can never talk about getting married then.
No,
or
I
you
know.
can say that we, like a lot of people did during peak COVID times, where they got married secretly, but then had the wedding later. So it would have to be one of those two lies.
Yeah.
Or he can just say, this is an engagement ring.
Yeah, we've been engaged for so long, it feels like we're married. I wanted to get a ring, you know.
Mhm.
So I just told him, I was like, don't say we're married, because
Just let people assume.
when we went to go, we like looked at a bunch of like vintage stores, and every time he like would go up to the person and ask like, hey, do you have any men's just like wedding bands or men's rings like that? And someone was like, oh, did yours break? And he's like, yeah. And then the next one we went to, they're like, did you lose yours? And he's like, oh, yeah. And then another one's like, oh my God, it's in the shop. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, this is so, you're just letting people pick whatever narrative they want.
Oh my gosh, Mats. Just create your own story.
No, his whole thing is like less words.
He legit has
Melissa,
a degree in
the way-
storytelling.
The way I literally said that to him, I was like, really, you're letting everybody else do the group project for you. You majored and graduated in creative writing, my guy. Like, spin a tall tale. Like, come on, you work in finance
Or just tell
now.
the truth.
I know, exactly. I'm like, dude, he's like, less words. And I was like, okay. It's crazy for someone, because he's not a man of few words. He loves to talk.
He's a yapper.
He is a certified yapper.
But like a sneaky yapper.
You would never expect it. Everyone would assume I'm the yapper in the relationship.
I mean, you are.
And I am. But here's the other thing. When one of us is yapping and the other one is not yapping back, we're both like, so you just find me completely uninteresting? And it's like we both do it all the time. But yeah, so we got it. And it's cute. And he's enjoying it. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. Because I do think it kind of sucks that, like, you know, stereotypically in like heterosexual relationships, only one person gets the ring. So like being engaged, there isn't like necessarily like a reminder that you have for like that time period. So excited for him.
Well, like I said, my parents been married, I think 45 years.
Wow.
Seems right. But my dad had an engagement ring. So he said,
Iced out.
If you're going to have one, I'm going to have one.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think we should do that again. Like that should be the more common practice and thing. And at first he was like, I'll just get my wedding band. I was like, well, no, because you have to get something different when we get married.
Yeah.
Because like it has to represent something else. Like we got to look forward to those things.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. And you don't watch Love Island, but I just have to tell you about this Love Island reunion. Just one thing. This bitch. No, because I use bitch in a loving way, and I don't love what this person did. This asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Bad word choice considering the topic.
Okay.
This
dick
woman. Parentheses derogatory. This woman.
This cunt, but not in the way that we like to
exactly.
use it. Okay.
So derogatory parentheses. Got on Love Island, and she's paired with my least favorite man, Kendall, who I hate, and I have stand by. I don't like that man. I think he is a danger to women, specifically to Black women. Like, he is a scary guy, and I do not like him at all. I think he's manipulative. I think he sucks. Don't like how he talks to people. I don't like how he uses his body to like intimidate people. But he is also the one who got his whole pics video spread in the cheeks, like leaked on Twitter while it was like they were the very end of like their sequestering from like leaving the villa. So like didn't have his phone, didn't have anything like that. And the girl he's paired with is like the most competitive girl ever. Like they both talk about being competitive, but like in all the challenges, if they lost, the way that she would like give him the silent treatment. And I was like, girl, it was like a tightrope over a pool challenge. Like you're like chill out. And like he's competitive too, but he's not mad at her.
Physical challenges during Love Island as well.
Some of the challenge they have one. Do you want to hear about it? It's kind of gross.
No,
I really want to tell you.
Enjoying my green smoothie. I don't think that I want.
Just know that it involves food and mouths and the transferring.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So they do challenges. And some of them are physical too. And people try to have fun with them, but like they were just so serious about it. And so it was clear like during the whole time that they were in the villa that like she was kind of settling for him because she thought he was like a fan favorite. Like she thought everyone was going to love him. And then when they got fourth place. When they got fourth place, she looked pissed at him. Like, not at like the world. Like, she looked like she was mad at him because she felt like she picked wrong, and that was the goal, was to win.
Wait.
There are winners.
I knew there were winners, but I thought it was just the people that ended up together.
Well,
But
no,
like,
that's the true win is love. But you
okay,
know.
but like people, what happens? People
get-
vote on the couples?
Melissa, there's a whole app I have on my phone, but my fucking issue is the time change and the way I have to vote so much earlier. I missed it every time. And I was like, I do feel partially responsible for why Janae and Kenny didn't win, but like, I'm very happy with Serena and Cordell winning. But yeah, you vote on the app, and you do that all throughout the show. So like, there's sometimes
Does
like,
anybody
the
get
cast will-
kicked off?
Yeah. So people will get eliminated based on like votes, like fan favorites. And so like people, it like psychological warfare. They're in there, they're going, why do the viewers hate me? And they're like, what's going on? Or people will vote one half of a couple into the bottom. And it's like, oh, we ask the viewers to vote on like who they think is like the least compatible or the least trustworthy. And then people are like, why'd they vote you? What are you doing that I'm not fucking seeing? And like people will spiral. And then the cast themselves, like the Islanders, will have to vote each other out for certain times. And then there are other times where they will just like rank something or do whatever. And then the person who got bottom without even knowing, or like coupling, they didn't have someone to couple up with, like they'll just like suddenly get sent home. But yeah, you have to be coupled up. You can only be single in the villa for so long. But you can be in a friendship couple. But yeah, so they got fourth, and the winners get $50,000 pre-tax to split. And that's what Janae said. She was happy that Serena won because Serena promised her like $4,000. And so she promised Serena $4,000. She goes, either way, we're profiting. And so, yeah, so just going into it, like afterwards, like people were very trepidatious about like how Nicole's real feelings for Kendall were. Like it really felt like she was attaching because she thought he was a fan favorite, had no idea he was like, it was the exact fucking opposite. And so she got out of the villa and like was seemingly, you know, not as into him. He had said he loved her, which I don't know if I buy. But she like kind of said it back, but like you didn't really buy it. So they get out of the villa, that video comes out, and you know, they've gone on podcasts separately and kind of been like, yeah, we're working on it. Like, she's a great girl. Like, you know, we're just like figuring things out together. And like Kendall like released like a statement that I was like, damn, this is like, I couldn't do that. Basically being like, you know, like this was an unfortunate thing that happened and I'm like looking to move forward from it. And like, you know, was just going on his life and like continue posting stuff on social and all of that. So they get on the fucking reunion, and Nicole, we assume we're not going to bring up the fact that his revenge porn was leaked, and like there was a lot of speculation, which is inappropriate speculation around, you know, who received it or what it was for or what it would imply or whatever. And the way that she gets on the couch and just starts talking about it, about how she's the victim to this, and like he's so disgusting, how could he lie to her like that? And then she says, he told me he sent it to a girl he used to date, but he actually sent it to someone on the internet on an app. And it's like doing everything in her power to not, like, she's saying everything except this man is gay. And it is the way that every other Islander, like, Nicole, stop. Like, just drop it, stop. Like, and she's like, well, he lied to me. He lied to me. You're saying I should be with someone who lies? It's fine to lie. And everyone's like, no, yeah, that sucks. He's apologized countless times for that. He was embarrassed. Like, that's mortifying. And he was like, I hadn't talked to my parents yet. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. Like, it's a lot. And he's like shaking. And she is just trying to force him to come out as whatever she has decided that this means about his sexual orientation on television, and is like crying and screaming that nobody is defending her and they're all defending him. And she's like, none of you would forgive him. And Janae was like, if he forgave me, if he apologized and was like, I was really like embarrassed and I felt like, you know, I really cared about you and I didn't know what this would mean about how you would feel about me. And like, you know, I'm owning up to it now. Like, it was in a span of like a week of like the lie to the like revealing of the truth. And she's like, and he's not even checking in on me or seeing how I'm doing. And I was like, oh my God, so horrible. And then it's like very clear. I'm like, there's no way you like him. Like, there's just no way. And the way that she kept saying, it's like he made a mistake. And the implication wasn't that the lying was a mistake. The implication was the video was a mistake. Like, he made a mistake, that this was something he should be ashamed of. And like, this was an indiscretion on his part. Like, that he would make something like that. Then she like goes on a podcast and was like, yeah, so I mean, I'm choosing to believe him that he says it's like some girl in Raya. So I guess what I'm choosing to believe because he's not going to be honest about what it really was. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And then after all of that, like Ariana, the host, is like, so you guys like still together? And she's like, well, yeah. And he was like, yeah, but like you just fucking ambushed him on television. This was so fucked up. And so then she posted on her Instagram story like a couple days after being like, I just want to let you know, and like dated it like August 19th or whatever. Like Kendall called me and broke up with me today. And I was like, that's what you wanted. That's what you wanted. You want to be this perpetual fucking victim. But the idea that you are a victim in this is like insane to me. It's one of those things I'm like, inside thoughts. Have we never heard of inside? Like you can feel some type of way. And like Serena made a good point, but I feel like a lot of people missed it, where basically she was like, Serena's like, for me, lying is a deal breaker. Like I'll give a guy a second chance if like, you know, I want to, but like lying's a deal breaker. But the implication there, she was like, if you're gonna be done. But like, don't try and embarrass him. Don't try and like shame him. Don't try and drag him through the mud to only at the end break up with him. Like you're basically saying there's nothing he can do. And you're wanting him to like jump through all of these hoops and do all that when ultimately you're not going to get over it. And so like, stop, just like leave this shit. And even Mats was like, wild, didn't know anyone could make me be like fully and like staunchly team Kendall on this one. And even like Serena hates him. And Serena's like, you know, I love you, Nicole, but like, yeah, if you're done, be done, but just stop. But it was just horrible, like horrible. And I don't know how they didn't stop that, like production wise.
Because they thought it was going to be good TV.
Yeah, but to me,
if they
I'm like,
wanted to stop it, they would have stopped it.
No, I know. I just think it's like really jarring because of all of the reality TV shows. UK Love Island specifically, like, has had like an immense amount of suicides, and so it's like they really have had to like. That's why they can't really drink. That's why they can't like. There's a lot of things they're like not really. They have like changed the format of. Because of like how poorly it affected like mental health. Like there's an on-set psychiatrist there and like mental health professional. Like you have to go through and do all of these kinds of things that it's like, it felt like USA was just, they had never had a success like this, that they kind of just like steered away from that. And I was like, holy fuck. But yeah, it was just horrible. And I just like, I can't stand her. At all. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But yeah, that's it.
Well, I got a little lost, but I came to the conclusion that she sucks.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters. She sucks and they broke up. So great.
Good. Fucking good.
Do you love Disney? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. There is nothing we don't cover.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed, but you definitely need in your life. So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
Each week, we deliver 4 fun-filled shows.
In Don't Blame Me, we tackle our listeners' dilemmas with hilariously honest advice.
Then we have But Am I Wrong, which is for the listeners that didn't take our advice. Plus, we share our hot takes on current events.
Then tune in to see you next Tuesday for our listener poll results from But Am I Wrong?
And finally, wrap up your week with Fisting Friday, where we catch up and talk all things pop culture.
Listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Merry Christmas, everybody! My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody! Let's go!
To continue with the story that I broke year ago, I don't know. George Santos pled guilty to wire fraud and identity theft, and he agreed to pay $375,000 in restitution and will most certainly face jail time.
Do you think they'll send him to the jail with the Real Housewife and Elizabeth Holmes? I feel like he's like literally being like, can I go there?
He would want to go there.
He would want to go there.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Where do you think they'll send him? New York?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I would say New York. That's where he is. But I'm not on the up and up with prisons, so I can't say. Probably the one that Orange is New Black took place at.
Swiss set.
But the men's one? No, the actual story.
Okay.
The one that it's based off of.
That's just saying. I feel like he'd like that too.
Yeah, but because that seems like it's in the same. That's pretty much what Piper was doing, like the same type of stuff. So he was get sent to the men's one.
Well, I love that you introduced us to him, so like we got to be so ahead of the curve, and I think about that all the time.
Sometimes I find it first. Sometimes I find it last, but it's always going to be entertaining when we talk about it.
It's true. Very true. Speaking of things we're finding first and or last, Disney did officially drop the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I
not
sent
the law.
you something as soon as I saw it, but I was like, she's probably already seen it.
Yeah, they dropped the
clause that's in the Disney Plus agreement.
Yeah, and I was like, might be a great time for me to get into publicity, because the way I could just help people by just not making it worse. Like, I don't need to, at this point, the amount of people where I'm like, you have a publicist. You're just making it worse.
I can't even tell what's a good publicist these days.
A good publicist is someone who's on Zendaya's publicist. Whoever Zendaya's publicist would be
I
great.
mean for a negative person.
Oh. Well, it depends on the category of negative, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what
it just seems like a lot of them were just giving bad advice to make things bad. So does that actually make them a good publicist? Like they're doing good by showing just how bad people are?
Well, a lot of people also just like don't listen, which is crazy if you're going to spend like $20,000 a month on someone. And that's not even like a crisis PR. Crisis PR is even more expensive than that. So it's like crazy how you would just like give someone money and then be like, la, 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 la. Don't like that. Like moving ahead. Don't want to hear that anymore. But yeah, like I do think though that like maybe being a publicist, once you've represented someone who's like so incredibly horrible, you should hang up your hat and like start a bakery. Like do something else because every other client you have afterwards from that will be attached to that. Mama Less Research.
Yeah. Yep.
So I had to explain to Mats the lore of every 3 months he goes, what's that Gina Rodriguez lore? And I go, settle down. Let's talk about it again.
There's so much. Because it's not like
she won't stop. It's just who she is.
Better. Yeah.
Fundamentally to her core, it's like who she is. And like she's never gonna change and she's never gonna grow because she sees nothing wrong with it. And like this is who she's always been.
Yep. Incredible. Yesterday I was in T-Mobile and
why?
Because I was getting an Apple Watch. And I gotta keep up with my heart rate and things.
No, so do I. I've just been putting it off. Let me know how you like it.
Yeah. I mean, I've had one before. They were just annoying, so I stopped using it and then gave it to my niece. I've had a couple, actually.
So you.
Now that I'm an athlete, I need to keep better tabs of my health stuff. And it has, like, EKG and stuff like that. So, gotta stay on top of it. But anyway, I was in there and this man had got kicked off T-Mobile for some reason. The people in the store didn't know. And he was trying to open up a new account. And they're like, there's really nothing we can do to help you. Like, obviously this man did something bad.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could get kicked off of like a network.
And it happened in January. So whatever it was is like, and the people in the store are just following whatever pops up
it's a
on their
no-fly list essentially.
iPad.
They don't know why.
And so they are like, I'm sorry. So he calls the main, like the T-Mobile number. And of course, those people don't know either. And he's like, y'all are missing out on hundreds of dollars a month from me because you won't put me on. And I was like, do you think they care about $100? This multi-billion-dollar company. Do you think they care about your couple $100 a month? No. Go somewhere that's not going to do a background check on you. Go get a
Mint Mobile. Go get a pay-as-you-go phone. I used to have that. That was mine.
Go get one of those.
Is your phone at T-Mobile?
Yeah, I mean, I was with Sprint for years, and then T-Mobile bought Sprint.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I was like, I don't remember you being with T-Mobile.
They switched over this year.
That makes sense.
It was interesting. Somebody else was yelling about something, and I was like, first of all, it was 2:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, and I was like, I didn't know T-Mobile was popping up. I thought it was coming at a time where it wasn't going to be a lot of people in there. It was packed. It was just a lot going on. So
let me see your wrist. Are you iced out? Oh, I like the band though.
Yeah, it's like Velcro all around, so I can get it actually tight. Because the other ones that I've had, I have small wrists, and the other ones that I had, it would still be like loose on me, so it wasn't getting accurate measurements. So now they've got it, so it's not even Velcro, it's some other thing, but it's because it's soft, it doesn't have that hard edge like Velcro has, but I can tighten it as tight as I need it to go.
She's an athlete. So little I can say. So little I can say.
One day I will talk about it, but just know that my track down the street is closed down right now.
Oh, I thought it was because school was starting.
No. It was emergency maintenance.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. But
like a sinkhole? Like what the hell?
I don't know. And
That's crazy.
there were people working, and I was like, maybe I'm just walking here because I saw this woman that was running. I was like, she obviously can do
towards
it.
or away?
On the track.
Oh, within.
Yes. And so I was like, maybe it's just like, just a little sign that they're not taken too seriously. And they closed the gate on me. Not on me, but as I was walking over, they closed the gate. And then this man, as I was leaving, this man starts yelling at me, "You can go in on the other side." I was like, I'm good. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And
Tell me what the emergency was.
I don't know. But they said I called the number that they had listed on the sign, and they're like, we don't know what's going on, essentially, but we don't think it's going to open up again until the end of the year. And I said, okay. So then I, let's do some research. So I hopped on the internet and was trying to find other places to go. So then the community college, you can use it, but you have to be part of the city that the community college is in, one of the community colleges that's near me, which I don't understand why it can't just be a county thing, because it's literally, I live on the edge of the city.
Yeah, and also the fact that we have little cities within our city is like really fucking annoying.
It's fucking annoying, but also it's like that community college services the whole
it doesn't
county,
mean
so then why does it need to be
voting.
Specific?
Yeah.
So then I was just going to enroll into a class because it's only $46 for a class. But then I found another school that you can go at a certain time of day and it's open. So I'm good now.
Well, I'm loving it. I support you wholeheartedly. When talking to my brother and sister-in-law about, what we've been up to, I gave them the update that you were working on this.
Mm-hmm.
And my nephew was like, wow. I was like, yeah. Yeah, she's fast.
Yeah, I have let my trainer in on some of the details, not all of the details.
Yeah. Breadcrumbing him.
And he was looking at my temps and he's like, "Oh, you are fast." And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I'm not delusional. I'm hardworking and goal setting.
Yeah, because he was looking.
I'm just ambitious. I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, like he was looking at the actual, because I like input it and then just sent him the actual stats from everything. He's like, "Oh," it's like, "Yeah, like,
yeah."
I'm not just out here.
Yeah, no, I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not just like, I don't just have a fucking death wish. I didn't just get an inhaler and like suddenly decide to just like fuck around. Like, I'm not, I mean business. Oh, it's so funny.
Yesterday, he sent me a message and it said, because I wear a heart monitor thing, and so all my stuff gets input to him whenever I'm working out, just automatically. And he said, "You are back on high frequency. We have legs tomorrow, so don't kill yourself too much."
Yikes.
Baby, I've already been up this morning.
You're crazy, but I support it.
Thank you. I have big plans for us.
No, you like monstrous plans. Like the plans are so huge. They're multi-pronged. It's a dissertation of plans.
We have, we need to, after our 2 meetings that we have next week, we should have our Q3 meeting to discuss other things, and you should come in with ideas. I'll tell you off mic.
Okay. I love it.
But we'll let y'all in soon.
We will. And hey, after next week, I'll have gone to my doctor's appointment. So
there's so much happening next week.
Hopefully, I'll be working better. Like, and by working, I don't mean like
as
an employment. I just mean like functioning.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe my eyes will finally open up all the way, and they won't be so swollen.
I don't think my eyes will ever open up all the way again, and I'm fine with that.
Yours are so bigger than mine right now.
No, they're not.
Oh, they without a doubt are to me. I'm wearing white eyeliner. That's the only reason why they're looking a little more open. Like the middle part of yours is more open.
I don't see it.
We're just staring at each other.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And it's probably as we're going back and forth.
I know. I mean,
one is probably
helping.
closing and it's we can't tell. Okay.
Well, we hope y'all enjoyed hanging out with us. And we'll fist you later. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday for But Am I Wrong? Tuesday for See You Next Tuesday, and Thursday for Don't Blame Me. Woo!
Bye!
Welcome to the small town of Chinook, where faith runs deep and secrets run deeper. In this new thriller, religion and crime collide when a gruesome murder rocks the isolated Montana community. Everyone is quick to point their fingers at a drug-addicted teenager, but local deputy Ruth Vogel isn't convinced. She suspects connections to a powerful religious group. Enter federal agent V.B. Lauro, who has been investigating a local church for possible criminal activity. The pair form an unlikely partnership to catch the killer, unearthing secrets that leave Ruth torn between her duty to the law, her religious convictions, and her very own family. But something more sinister than murder is afoot, and someone is watching Ruth.
Chinook, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Sanaa Lathan. Listen to Chinook wherever you get your podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
Bitches on Comics is a bi-monthly interview podcast where we talk to the coolest LGBTQ plus folks and women in comics and pop culture.
Our unique perspectives and welcoming nature have earned us the honor of being named a best comic book podcast by Book Riot, Screen Rant, The Mary Sue, Comic Book Herald, and Comic Book Couples Counseling.
Bitches on Comics is hosted by moi, Monica Estrella Negra, filmmaker, writer, and co-founder of Audrey's Revenge Film.
And me, S.E. Fleenor, comic and pop culture nerd and culture critic with writing in The Independent, Vice, Electric Literature, Star Trek, and so much more.
We're also both voting members of Gallica, the Society of LGBTQ plus entertainment critics.
Join Bitches on Comics for in-depth, hilarious, and heartfelt conversations with the likes of Stephanie Williams, Leah Anderson, and the late, great Rachel Pollack.
Listen to Bitches on Comics on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Or tune in at bitchesoncomics.com. New episodes every other Wednesday.